Living for You, the YouTube channel. It is me, your favorite cousin, your favorite uncle, your favorite nephew, your favorite father, your favorite son, your best friend's best friend. It is me, Dr. Larry Smith. And once again, welcome to the Living for You, the YouTube channel. This is a safe space. This is a calm place. This is a place where we come together not just to hear me talk, but we come together and share this sacred moment and share this peaceful place along the same energy and same vibration of growth. So as I speak and I talk to you guys, I also am speaking and talking to myself. And so we grow together. And some of you share comments and share your stories, which you can do down below. And some of you email me, which you can do at Dr. Larry at Live For You Coaching. And those are all encouraging things that help me grow, that I use when I build these messages. And so it's a community. That's why I say family. Those of you who know what I mean when I say family, you've been here for a while. You know, we've had this channel going now almost a year. January will be 1 year. So we've been working at this consistently of building this family for a year. So those of you who have subscribed and who have been here loyally, faithful, right there by me, I want to say thank you. I appreciated all that you have given me and just the encouragement and in the peace that I've gotten from knowing that I am reaching at least just that one person that I venture out to reach to. Those of you who are new, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Join the family. Your family anyway, so you might as well just go ahead and make it official. So go ahead and make that official. Hit the subscribe button and become part of the family for show, for real, as we say where I'm from. And then maybe you can hit the notification bells if you want to know when I drop stuff and other content just like this or whatever else I might be dropping at any given time. You can also follow me on social media. You see it up on the screen. It's at Dr. Larry Smith on Instagram and on Facebook. And you can also go to Dr. Larry Smith PhD on Twitter. You can also find out everything you want to know about this little country boy from Louisiana trying to survive in California while at the same time trying to survive in my own skin, in my own being, in my own presence at www.liveforyoucoaching.com. At least you find out everything I want you to know. Anything else, you can probably come back here and I'll wind up saying it because I'm that much of a person who believes in being authentic and, of course, transparent. But anyway, that's www.liveforyoucoaching.com. That is my business. That is my practice. That is how I help people one-on-one, sometimes group coaching, in order for us to be able to get to where we need to get. You know, or be where we need to be, which is putting the B in human being, right? Putting the B in a human being. So hit me up, find me, follow me, whatever. It's up to you. Don't do it. Do whatever you want to do. Whatever your spirit moves you to do. This is what I'm telling you to do. Listen to your inner spirit. Listen to your inner voice. And you do whatever it is telling you to do. So if it tells you to hit that subscribe button, do. If it doesn't, don't. But I still bless you nonetheless, because my job is to meet just one person that is impacted and that is feeling what I'm saying. And if I can just do that, I will feel like I have lived up to my gifts and to my consciousness of what I wanted to do starting this channel. Anyway, let's get into the topic at hand. We're still kind of winding down from the Christmas day and winding down from the Christmas and holiday season, Hanukkah and Kwanzaa, and the many different elements of what's happening at this point during this time of year. It's a very festive time of year. And for the Christian tradition, obviously that holiday is Christmas, with the Christmas tree, which more than likely in future videos might not be there. I don't know. It depends on how long we leave it up. It's nice, so we've left it up. But you know, that's part of the tradition, all of the gifts and the stockings and the love and the food and the family, and it's a very interesting time, right? And I know this year, because of everything that's been going on with the C word, and by C word we mean COVID, with all that's been going on with that, it hasn't really felt like Christmas. It has, you know, we've been distant from our families, can't really come together with groups of people as much as we probably would have normally done it. We're not exchanging as many gifts. Things are being shipped via the postal service, yada, yada, yada. It just really hasn't felt Christmassy. And I live in Southern California, so it's been pretty warm outside. It's felt more like a spring day than it felt like a wintry wonderland Christmas day for me. But for a lot of people who are in places where it does snow, they can even acknowledge that this just didn't really feel Christmas. But let me say something as a word of healing, a word of solace, right? The Christ that is in Christmas is not just designated and not just relegated to one day. That Christ is something that goes with you every day of the year, 365 days, 24 hours a day, that Christ's beingness is with you. Now, for my religious people, this is not necessarily a religious discussion unless you want to take it religiously. It's however your inner being and your inner spirit wants you to hear this. But the Christ that I'm referring to is not Jesus the man. Jesus the man carried something that we value. Jesus the man carried something and demonstrated something more than your average person, which is what makes him a great example. The great example, our wonderful big brother Jesus, was one who carried within him all the time and demonstrated it externally to people who came around him, that Christed spirit. And you can just kind of label the Christ spirit, if you want to, as his light, as his gifts, as his power, as his positive energy, as his highest self, as his high vibration. It was what brought everywhere he went, people drawn to him in huge numbers, wanting to just get a touch of that. They wanted to touch the Christ that Jesus possessed. But I'm here to say, we all got that. You have that Christ in you. I have that Christ in me. Every person on this planet has that Christ embedded in us. But many times through our walk and through our experiences and through our traumas and through our life stuff, we kind of don't really remember that. It's kind of like we live in an amnesia state of not remembering our inner light, our inner higher vibration. And I'm here to say that Christmas doesn't have to be designated just for the 25th of December or whatever you celebrate your Christmas. Whenever you celebrate your Christmas, your Christ, celebrate it every day. Show up. Turn that light on, reflect on that light, meditate into that light, and work on, in places like this, on the website, follow me on social media, or go follow someone else that gives you that energy, whether it's your church, whether it's your synagogue, whether it's your mosque, whether it's a prayer circle, whether it's just you sitting in your bed meditating every day. Hone in on that Christ being of yourself. And try hard and hard every day to get more and more and more and more centered in that, so that it becomes a reflection of who you are. And one person influenced by that can do the same thing you did and be a transference of your Christ to another Christ, because it's the same Christ, it's just being transferred. Then next thing you know, we make the world a better place. So it doesn't have to feel like Christmas in the sense of the wintry wonderland and the decorations and the stereotypical humdrum going along stuff as we do with the holidays, but just having more Christ every day, 365 days out of a year, 24 hours out of a day, 7 days a week. All right, so I wanted to encourage you there and to let you know that Christmas is whenever you want Christmas to be. All right, so when I was thinking today about what I wanted to talk about and what I wanted our family to come into session for, I said, it kept coming to me, Christmas, this time of year is gifts. Gifts what was coming into me. Like, it's almost like spirit, God, the energy that produced everything, that speaks to me, and you directly said gifts. All I would hear is gifts. And it was a fantastic thing, because what happened is I felt something when I was saying it. It reverberated a vibrational energy within me that made me feel like me talking about gifts was what this energy, what source and spirit wanted me to talk about at this moment. So I'm going to talk about gifts. And here is the thing that I also want you to know. Just like we all got Christ in us, or that Christ consciousness, Christ vibration, Christ power in us, we all got gifts. We all got gifts. And one of the ways for you to demonstrate publicly your Christ consciousness, and one way to push it out there, is to demonstrate your gifts. You are doing yourself and the planet a disservice when you are living outside of your gifts, when you are not giving the earth your gifts. That is why you are here. We are here to give our gifts. Now sit in that for a second, right? Because you know what your gifts are. I know what my gifts are. One of my gifts is speaking and teaching and communication. I guess probably because I'm a Gemini and we got that whole Mercury thing and all this other stuff, but I'm a communicator. I talk. I can effectively get a point across. Clarity is a good thing when it comes to my communication, and I can do it in multiple languages. I've always been a mouthpiece, sometimes for the good and sometimes not for the not so good, where I can learn how to better myself with my mouthpiece. But whatever the case may be, I always knew that my gift was to communicate to people verbally, interactionally, relationally, writtenly, is that a word? Written form, and all that stuff. Communication. So I know that's one of my gifts. And I have other gifts, but teaching and whatever. I have gifts. But I have noticed in my own walk, in my own experiences, that I am most activated and I am at my most powerful form, and I am doing the most help and doing the most wonderful things in this planet when I am working within my gifts, which makes me this much sure of this message, that when we act in our gifts, we are doing what we are supposed to do. Your gift is needed on this planet. If your gift wasn't needed on this planet, you wouldn't exist on this planet. And I don't think we see it that way. I think sometimes we see, well, my gifts, I'm kind of shy about my gifts, or nobody's appreciating my gifts. What I've learned is that no one has to appreciate your gift to me but God, but Spirit. Because you're celebrating, that is worshiping, that is celebrating, that is saying thank you, that is gratitude when you are acting and living and expressing your gifts. So if only one person sees it, that's you, or if no person sees it, it doesn't matter. Because at the end of the day, you are activating something into the universal alignment, and you are moving the universe in the way that it needs to go. You're in the flow, you're giving to the flow, and the flow is where it needs to be. So your gifts may not necessarily be just for other people to see. It may not be to be famous or to be big or to be large or to influence millions of people. It may just be to influence your sphere of influence, your family, your friends, your co-workers, your students if you're a teacher, your children, strangers on the street who come in contact with you and you demonstrate your gift just then might be affected and might be moved to do something great because of your gifts. But what I believe that it is a complete disservice to the universe and to everybody in the universe for you not to use your gifts. Now, many of us have to quantify our gifts. Like my gift, like for example, I like to sing. I'm not saying I am the best singer in the world, but there's something about singing that when I get in front of wherever by myself singing, I do karaoke by myself. And I turn on a YouTube video with just the music and I sing along with it, and there's so much energy. I mean, and when I tell you energy, the vibratory move, it makes me feel younger, it makes me feel happier, it makes me feel lighter, it frees me, it makes me feel free like a bird, like I am just enjoying it. And I don't even believe that my gift is to be a singer. My gift is to be a professional singer. I just feel like that is just something I enjoy doing. What I don't do is I look and see Whitney Houston and Luther Vandross and Bette Midler and Barbra Streisand, Celine Dion and all these great, fantastic, Jennifer Hudson and all these great, fantastic singers. I don't look at their gifts and say, well, my gift's not like theirs, so therefore my gift isn't valid. I don't value my gifts on the level of what other people's gifts are. Your gifts are for you, who you are, and they're uniquely tailored to just you. So if you're a painter and you're painting not what Leonardo da Vinci or Michelangelo or Picasso would paint, or if you're a fashion designer and your fashions are not baby fat, or they're not some of these other fashion houses that you have, Versace and all this other stuff, you're doing what uniquely you're doing. And here's the catch about it. Only you can do it. So when I'm running around the house singing my karaoke, belting myself out like I'm just a superstar, diva, I am doing something only I can do. And so what I tell people is recognize the uniqueness and the kind of the powerful kind of just one-of-a-kind things that come into the gifts that you have. And what we have to do, family, those of us who are on the sidelines of people with gifts and we're observing their gifts, we got to also stop quantifying their gifts according to what other people have and just appreciate the fact that only they can do what they're doing. And that should bring joy to your heart. That should bring something to your space, right? You know, I'm reminded of my mom and I'm reminded of my dad. You know, my mom always used to sing sometimes. She enjoyed music. It's like kind of that was a thing that ran through our family. It's just like music was enjoyed by everybody there. My mom would sing, didn't have the greatest voice. My dad had somewhat of a better voice. And I remember the sounds of it in my ears. right? And I'm like, that's my mom's voice, right? That's her deep, raspy, husky voice singing. And it brought something to joy to me, because not because it was the greatest thing in the world, but because it was hers, and it was her voice, and she was doing it, and it was uniquely hers. It's the same thing as parents when you see your children running around doing little things, and you already start to see their little gifts start to manifest themselves. You're proud and you're happy because you're like, they're so unique. That is their thing. And you celebrate it. Continue to celebrate those gifts. See, I believe that people don't always work in their giftings because somebody along the way makes them feel bad that it's not up to par according to other people's talents and gifts and stuff. And so somebody pushes on them, and somebody imposes their trauma, probably of losing a faith in their own gifts, onto the next person. And the next thing you know, the person just says, you know what, I give up, I'm not going to do it. But here's a clear indication to know that something is your gifts. When you do it, you feel the activated power. When you do it, there's something in you. It's undescribable, but I describe it as feeling youthful, feeling light, feeling happy, feeling airy, wispy. You know, it's a lot of words I can use. Feeling powerful, feeling joyful. It's just so many things I can use to describe it. But the reality of it is that feeling really isn't something I can describe other than how I feel it. I feel it, right? And you know it too. If you're doing something and that is the feeling that you're getting every single time you're doing it, no matter what anybody says, that's your power. That's your gift. If you write a story and every time you write a story, you got power and you feel it, that's your gift. If you're cooking and every time you cook, you feel the energy. You look, because I know some people don't like cooking. I love cooking, but if you love cooking and you feel the energy and the power and the love you're giving within it every time you cook, that's your gift. And we don't have to just have one gift. You can have multiple gifts. It's just what brings light to the world through you. What brings Christ to the world through you. What brings Buddha nature to the world through you. What brings my Atma to the world through you. You know, whatever you want to, however spiritual spin or non-spiritual spin, the universal principles come through you, through your gifts. So you do a disservice to the world when you do not express and give your gifts back. And I touched on this already, but I want to hammer this point in. Living in your gifts, showing your gifts, giving your gifts, presenting your gifts is the greatest gratitude you can give universe out of anything you can give. Because think about it, right? Think about it. If you gave a person a tall, cold glass of water and you handed it to them and it was hot outside and they were sweating and they were hot, and you gave them a tall, cold glass of water to drink, and they're thirsty and they do not drink it, how would you feel? If they do not guzzle that drink down and show you how thirsty they were and how thirsty you know they are because of the heat and the hotness and the thirst, how would you feel? You'll feel as though you don't appreciate that I just gave you something that can make you feel better, make you more alert, give you more vibrancy, help solve a problem that you had coming in. I just helped you with it. That is your gift. See, our gifts are from the universe. They're gifts from the universe for us that creates our better selves. When we act more in our gifts, we create our better selves. Sometimes our gifting is so powerful, it leads people to go crazy. You look at people like Van Gogh and some other people, they go, even Whitney Houston, go crazy because their gifts are so powerful and it's hard to kind of manage. And that takes different coaching. That takes a different level of conversation. But for most of us, our gifts aren't going to do that to us because they're our gifts. And so we have, as we all do, what it takes to manage them and to use them and to display them and to show them. So in this holiday season, as it winds down, it runs around and does what it does, remember that you have the one thing that nobody else on the planet has. You have something authentically you. You have something unique to you. You have something that only you can do and can give. All of us have them, but it's yours. It is unique to you. It is as close to you as your skin. And what that is your gift. And what the world needs now is more people demonstrating their gifts, because demonstrating the gifts is putting light and high vibration and good and positive energy out into the universe, affecting other people who are going to be inspired to do it the same way. Just as Tyler Perry, Oprah, other people inspire us to be great, it's just reverberating all over. Obama, all over. You're feeling giftings all over. So that's what you're giving into the world. Even if you don't feel like you're doing that, whether you see it or not, on a vibratory level, on an energetic level, you are doing what you're supposed to be doing. And the earth is better, the universe is better, humanity is better, just for that. That's all. I felt that, y'all. When I was talking, my energy was reverting, so I felt like I was working in my gifting just then. So hopefully y'all got that energy out there that I was working in my gifting. Like I said, don't let Christ leave. Just stay only in Christmas. Let it all out all the time. And also share your gifts with the world. We need you. We need those gifts. You need those gifts. Share that positive energy and love in the universe. And as I always say, I will see you in the next video. Love you.